Silence. Shanti. Good morning, students. In the last 7 classes, we discussed about the various concepts of chemistry. The concepts are based on the fundamentals of chemistry, where we discuss about the matter, its nature, symbol, valency, formula, chemical equation. We discuss about the empirical and molecular formula. We discuss about the percentage composition and how to find out the empirical formula from the percentage composition. We discuss about the atomic mass, molecular mass and equivalent mass of a substance. How can you find out the equal mass of acids, bases, salts and even ions? In the atomic section, in the atomic mass section, we discuss about how to find out the actual mass of an atom and how to express the mass of 1 mole of atom. Okay. And also in the molecular mass section, we discuss about how to find out the molecular mass of a particular substance, and then after how to express the actual mass of 1 molecule. We discuss about the mole concept. Mole concept is one of the most important topic. So where we studied how to express the number of atoms or masses or volumes of the microscopic particles. The atoms, molecules, electron, proton and ions. And then after also we discuss about the solution. Okay. So whenever we are dissolving a particular amount of a solid in a liquid, we are getting a solution, and here with the solid and solvent. How to express the concentration of a solution, that we discussed. In the very last class, we discussed about how to express the concentration of a solution. So that is the normality, molality, mole fraction. These are the most important ways of expressing the concentration of solutions. So after discussing all these basic concepts, now we will move to the new topic, and that the most important topic, that the atomic structure. So here in chemistry we have the atomic structure, chemical bonding and periodic table are the 3 pillars of chemistry. Okay. So we must have clear idea, your fundamental must be clear on atomic structure, periodic table and chemical bonding. So out of the 3, the first important one is the atomic structure. Okay. See, first of all, atom. Already we discussed. What is an atom? It is the smallest particle of element which can take part in chemical reactions. It may or may not have an independent existence. So in the first class we discussed about its definition. Okay. And the word atom means what? Uncut. Means what? Uncut. The name atom is given, atom was given because the meaning is what? Uncut. That means atom was previously believed that atom is not divided, because atom is the only particle, only small particle, which cannot be further subdivided. It was believed before that. So the name atom was given. But after the Dalton, the modern scientist like Rutherford, you have Moseley, you have Bohr, you have Chadwick. Okay. So the modern scientists studied that the atoms can be further subdivided. Atom is not only the smallest particle of matter. No doubt, it is the only particle which can take part in a chemical reaction, but this is not the last particle of the matter. The atoms is also having so many subatomic particles, and we have in atom we have the two kind of subatomic particle. Okay, we have I can write your subatomic particles. We have a common fundamental particle, and now is what your uncommon fundamental particle. Okay, so we have two kind of fundamental particles present in the atom, common and uncommon. Common are those which we are found like your electron, like your proton, like your neutron. So electron, proton and neutrons are the common fundamental particles of an atom. While we have pions, we have muons, baryons, mesons, hadrons, and many more, So these are part of the uncommon fundamental particles, and this is not the matter of our study. Is your beyond our scope, is your higher studies. So now we have what is the electron, proton, neutron. So electron, proton, neutrons are the three common fundamental particles of the atom, and we will discuss about the electron, proton, and neutron. Okay, and how these particles are arranged inside the atom, how they are moving, their charges, their masses, their energy, each and everything we will discuss about this in the chapter atomic structure. Okay, so the whole study will be based on the study of this electron, proton, and neutron, their behavior. Okay, now see, first of all, the electron, what electron? Electron is the negatively charged subatomic particle. Okay, electron is what? Electron is the negatively charged subatomic particle. Okay, which is having a charge of 1.602 into 10 power of minus 19 coulomb negative. Okay, similarly, proton is the positive subatomic particle. Okay, and having the charge of 1.602 into 10 power of minus 19 coulomb positive. Okay, and neutron is the neutral particle having no charge. Okay, so if I write the charge, if I write the particles, okay, right, discovered by, I can write, okay, then your charge, okay, your mass or E by m ratio, E by m ratio. Okay, now see, first of all, electron. Okay, electron, by Thomson, charge whatever minus 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. Okay, mass is 9.11 into 10 power minus 31 kg. Okay, we write the image at a time. 1.76 10 power 8 coulomb per gram. Charge to mass ratio. Okay, so 1.76 into 10 power 8 coulomb per gram is the E by M ratio. Okay, so charge this much, can take the negative charge. Okay, now your proton, okay, proton your Goldstein 1.602 into 10 minus 19 coulomb positive. Your 1.67 into 10 power minus 27 kg. Your 9.58 10 power 4 coulomb per gram. Okay, now your neutron. Okay, Chadwick, J. Chadwick, charge is your 0, mass is your equal to mass of proton 1.67 into minus 27 kg. EM ratio what your 0. Okay, so here you see, previously it was believed that the atoms cannot be further subdivided. So, the first the Thomson in the cathode ray experiment, okay, he discovered the cathode ray, and from the cathode ray the electrons were discovered, and having the charge of what 1.60 into -19 coulomb, and mass is what 9.11 into 10 power 31 kg. And so E by M ratio is what this was. Similarly, after the discovery of the electron, because the atom is electrically neutral, atom is what? Electrically neutral. So if negatively charged electron is present in an atom, so there must be also positive charge because the atom is electrically neutral. Okay, so again this concept needs to Goldstein again to repeat the experiment. So he again carried out the anode ray experiments where he discovered the anode ray. So from the anode ray the protons were discovered having a charge of what? 1.62 into 19 coulomb positive, and mass equal to 1.61 into minus 27 kg, and you find out the E by M ratio, getting this one. And this then after the after the these two, now neutron is a neutral particle discovered by what is the Chadwick. Okay, no charge but mass equal to that of proton. Okay, and E by M ratio will be 0 because charge is 0, so E by M ratio will be what 0. Okay, so after the discovery of electron, proton, neutron, electron and proton, now the next thing is how this electron and the protons are held inside the atom. Okay, that is called what model of atom. Okay, model of atom. So electrons negative, proton positive, neutron neutral. Now how this electron, proton and neutrons are held inside the atom? So for that we have the different model of atoms. Like what first of all we have the Thomson's atomic model. Okay, then we have the Rutherford's atomic model. Okay, and also we will get what is the Bohr's atomic model. Okay, that's what is the Schrödinger's model. Okay, and this is called what the quantum mechanical model, called what the quantum mechanical model. So starting from Thomson, next Rutherford, then Bohr, and now it is what Schrödinger's model or the quantum mechanical model, which currently working, the new one. Okay, so first of all, I think this Thomson or the model, okay, given previously, it was discarded. Rutherford's model also given after that, it was also discarded. Okay. Then Bohr's model given, and nowadays also this is not being used. We are using what the Schrödinger's model of atom. Okay, but we will stop our discussion here. Okay, this is in the next higher classes. Now Thomson's atomic model. First of all, Thomson gave a model, and according to Thomson, an atom consisting of a sphere of positive charges. Okay, so atom consists of what the sphere of positive charges. Sphere containing what the positive charges. In which the electrons are embedded like a palm in a pudding. Okay. So here negative charges are attached. See, this is just like you might have seen the watermelon. Okay, if you cut the watermelon from the middle or any portion, so you will find a pink color spongy mass. Okay, in the pink color spongy mass, the black seeds are there attached tightly, and if you want to eat that watermelon, we have to pick out the seeds, then you can eat it. So this is the pink color spongy mass is called the pudding, and the seeds can be called as the palm. So these palms are present there in a pudding, that is they are attached tightly to each other like that. In an atom is consisting of a sphere of positive charge, so in which the negative charged electrons are embedded like the palm in a pudding. That means, see, so this is the palm, okay, this is the puddings. Okay, so the negative charges are tightly attached to the positive charges. This is the model given by Thomson. But this model fails to explain the experimental facts. Okay, so it was discarded. Then after Rutherford's model of atom came into play. Okay, after the failure of this Thomson's model, we got what Rutherford's atomic model. So here Rutherford first of all tried to discover the nucleus. So after discovery of the nucleus, he gave the model of the atom. Okay, so first of all we discuss what the Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment, where he discovered the nucleus of the atom. Okay. Let's see Rutherford's alpha ray scattering experiment. Alpha ray scattering experiment. Alpha ray scattering experiment. Let's see. So Rutherford bombarded alpha particles with what thin sheets of gold foil. Okay. So a thin sheet of gold foil was there. Okay. And Rutherford bombarded what alpha particles. Alpha particle. What is an alpha particle? It is a doubly charged helium atom. Okay, He plus 2. So we know He2. Okay, so He2 4, right? So when it gives 2 electrons, we can what do? He 2 plus contains no electrons. Okay, so we have the proton and neutron here. Now when we see alpha particles, he strike this alpha particles He plus 2. He found that so many alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil. Okay, few particles get reflected at some angle. And very few particles, especially 1 in 20,000, retrace their path. Okay, even if they retrace at a 180 degree. Okay, so what he found? Alpha particles. Okay, so number 1, so many alpha particles passed straight through the gold foil, straight through the gold foil. Is what is your gold foil. Okay. Number 2, few particles deflected at some angle. Number 3, very few 1 in 20,000 that retrace their path. So 3 things he observed. Number 1, what? So many alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil. And from this, what conclusion will get? See, when the particle strike through the foil, alpha particles are passing through it. That is what? They are getting the empty spaces. See, for example, if I take this one, see, if this one I will take the gold foil, this one, okay, and this I will take the alpha particle, and if I strike this alpha particle in this direction, you see here what happens. So in this direction, so the alpha particles are coming out, because what? Now this space is what? This is what? Empty space. This is what empty space. Now say when I strike this alpha particle through this one, it becomes what? Energy going out. Okay. Now see, if I think this is the gold foil and this is an alpha particle, and if I strike this one at this position, what will happen? You see this position will happen what? Strike here and what? It bends here. Okay, it bends here. Okay. And if I strike this alpha particles, you see here, it's coming forward, it's coming back, it's coming back. So 3 things observed here. So many alpha particles pass straight through the gold foil. This means what? So many spaces in the atom are what? Are empty there. Okay. So this indicates what? So many spaces in an atom are empty. Number 2, Now to see what observed here, few particles get deflected some angle. Suppose here is staying here, it is deflecting, and here it is coming back. Okay, so this means what? Now why is it coming back? Because this is a heavy mass here. This is a heavy one. This is no empty space. It's a heavy one. So this is coming back. Okay. Now the same thing. Now I will apply here. Alpha particles are what? The He plus 2 doubly charged helium atoms. So they contain they are positively charged particles. Now when a positive charge is going and coming back, that means somebody is repelling that positive charge. And to a positive charge, who can repel? A positive charge can repel. So because the alpha particles are going and coming back, their rotational path, even if at the 180 degree, these alpha particles, which are positively charged particles, must be repelled by a positive charge. And this positive charge must be at the center of the atom. And this doubly charged helium particles, which are coming back due to the repulsion of the positive charge, which is situated at the center, is known as what? The nucleus. Okay. So the positive charge here is called the nucleus. So from the point 2 and 3, he concluded that there must be a small but heavy positive charge which is situated at the center, and that is called what? Nucleus. Okay. So as few particles are retracing, are coming, are deflected at some angle, and very few are retracing their path this indicates there is a small but heavy positive charge at the center of atom. Okay. So this positive charge is called what? Nucleus. Okay. So in the atom there is a small but heavy positive charge situated at the center, known as the nucleus. Okay. So then after describing this nucleus, again he gave the model of atom. Okay. Now let us discuss about the model of Rutherford's model of atom. Now see your Rutherford's model of atom. Okay. Rutherford's model of atom. So what is this Rutherford's model of atom? According to Rutherford, an atom consists of two parts. One is the nuclear part, and number two, the extra nuclear part. In the nuclear part, there is a nucleus which is situated at the center of the atom, and the entire mass of the atom resides inside the nucleus. In the extra nuclear part, there are electrons, and these electrons are revolving around the nucleus in circular orbits, like the planets revolving around the sun. So the electrons are also called what? Planetary electrons. Okay. Now here the nucleus is a positive charge and the electron is a negative charge. So there must be electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron. And Rutherford said that because the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in circular orbits, so centrifugal force is produced, and this centrifugal force counterbalances the electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron, and that accounts for the stability of the atom. Okay, so according to other four, what atom it consists of two parts. One is what the nuclear part, other is what the extra nuclear part. In the nuclear part, there is what there is the nucleus. Okay, and in the extra nuclear part there are what there are electrons. Okay, so atom consists of two parts. Okay, nuclear part and the extra nuclear part. In the nuclear part, there is a nucleus. In the extra nuclear part, there are electrons. The electrons are revolving around the nucleus, in circular orbits. Okay. Now, if you see this, this is the nucleus. Suppose this is the nucleus of the positive charge at the center of the atom. Okay. Now here is an orbit. Okay. Okay. There E mass called electron. This is called what? Electrons. Okay. And this is what is the circular orbits. This is what the nucleus. Okay. Nuclear part, the nucleus, external part, circular orbits where the electrons are revolving. Okay. Now the centrifugal force counterbalances the electrostatic force of attraction between the nucleus and the electron. Okay. And this accounts for the stability of the atom. Now, after this model of the atom, Maxwell, according to Maxwell said that whenever an electric discharge is subjected to acceleration, it will continuously emit energy. According to Maxwell, whenever an electric charge is subjected to acceleration, it will continuously emit energy. And in the other force model of atom, the electrons which are negatively charged particles are revolving around the nucleus in circular orbits, in circular path. Hence, the electrons are always subjected to acceleration. Because in a circular, when a body is moving in a circular path, it always the direction of motion changes. That means the body is subjected to acceleration. And here in other first model of atom, the electrons are revolving in a circular path around the nucleus. Hence, obviously, this will lose energy. According to Clerk Maxwell. So, if this happens, gradually the electron on moving, it will lose energy. So, when the electron will continuously lose energy, at a moment, the electron will lose all of its energy and the electron will fall upon the nucleus. It becomes spiral. If the electron will fall upon the nucleus, then the atom will collapse. Okay. So, the nucleus like this. I say this is the other force molecule. So, now see the electrons when revolving around the nucleus in circular path, it is what? It will losing the energy and the orbit is becoming spiral. Now, what happened? This electrons will fall upon the nucleus. In this will fall upon the nucleus here. Okay. Then the atom will collapse. Now, if the atom will collapse, then molecule will collapse. That means the matter will collapse. But actually, this not happen. Everything around us are matters. They contains molecules, atoms. So, the stability of the atom as explained by Rutherford is now objected by what? By Maxwell. So, the Rutherford planetary electrons is becoming unstable of the atom. So, because the stability of the atom is not explained by Rutherford, okay, that is why the Rutherford model of atom is now discarded. So, then actually how the electrons, because the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, it is also true. But when the electron will revolve around the nucleus, because circular path, it will lose energy, it is also true. But these two things are contradictory. And this is giving instability to the atom. Now, how the atom becomes stable? Now, how can you overcome this difficulty? That we will discuss in the next class. Okay? Thank you.